Go into that vortex.
Seen a few people go into the recorder and press the deed of trust to see their deed of trust. Anyone
How
over
fairly
here?
recent are you asking?
Well, since 2000, preferably 5 or 6 years or 7.
Yeah, that's me.
I have a refinance.
That's good. Yeah. Okay.
Want to
There's
sign
3 of
something
you
else?
that go with them. I'll go with you.
Was I supposed to?
Okay.
I'll get out of your road. Let me get.
These 4 people would like to see their deeds of trust and get a first page printout.
I'm trying to see if my deed. Well, this letter explains itself.
Copy of my deed of trust from the. Okay, so let me do that.
Oh, great.
Do you want me to make a copy of it?
That would be great too, because I'm going to be sending this all to my bank,
Okay.
who's been so unhelpful.
Let me stamp it and then I'll make a copy.
Super duper.
So what is it that you're doing?
Well, what I'm trying to see is if my loan has been bundled in one of these mortgage electronic registration systems, which there's some questions that need to be answered about mortgages that have been done with this process.
Would you like me to keep the original?
Please.
There you go. So, let's go back to the computer.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go in here and you want to put your name up here.
Sue, are you pretty adept at typing in computer in? I'm not. I'm a carpenter. I'm a carpenter that hasn't been working for 6 months.
First name is Eric.
Eric?
Okay, put in a search. Let's see what we get for you. So, there are all.
The properties I own. Good God, he owns everything.
And what is your middle initial L?
It's L, but it's the property on Willow in Ukiah, California.
Okay, so you would go through these documents. There's 18 of them.
Right?
To look, and then you can see what type of document it is. There's a deed.
I see.
There's a deed of trust. There's an assignment.
Well, so this Cal BLM, that's
Is that who you purchased the property?
That's a bank?
Is that who you purchased the property from?
Goodness gracious, no.
Well, let's see what this is. You can double click on the document and bring it up, and these buttons down here zoom in and zoom out. So basically this is a property up in Willits.
Okay, so that's BLM land. Let's go back to the page.
Okay, then you can come up here and close that out.
And then you go down, keep going down,
There's another
keep going
deed.
down, keep going down,
Savings Bank is a deed of trust.
keep going down. So this shows the whole history. Okay, look at this.
There's another
Community lending. Let's go to that one.
This one, the deed of trust.
Yes.
Okay, again, you can zoom in doing this. And this deed of trust is 13 pages long, and all you need to do to toggle through it.
Oh, look at that. MERS right there. It's a MERS owned.
What does that mean?
Isn't that? It's a mortgage electronic registration system. I'm not positive, being not financially stunted, but understanding through my view, it's a way corporations are getting around paying people like Sue the rightful transfer or whatever monies come.
Well, actually, they did pay for this one, so that's
The first one they paid for.
But
if it transferred to other banks, if it transferred to other corporations,
well, every time that a document is recorded, there's a fee paid for it.
so somehow right now my loan is with Deutsche Bank.
All right.
Can you see that there? Deutsche Bank owns my loan.
Let's see. And there's a reconveyance.
Now, I didn't do this reconveyance.
No, the bank would have done
The
it.
bank would have done it. Did you guys get paid for it?
Yeah, we did.
$50, $56 maybe. Okay.
Yeah, every time a document is recorded,
It should be
we get a fee
paid.
for it.
But all I
Unless
want to
it's a
see is
government
how it's gotten to Deutsche Bank.
All right, let's see if we can do that. Let's see here. here. Redwood Credit Union. Let's see if it's actually. Let's go back and see this. And that's you,
Wait. Okay. Well,
right?
yeah, that's me.
Well, there's another deed of trust that you signed.
And let's do this one.
Home 123 Corp.
Yes.
And that's yours.
Yep. And
So,
it
so you obviously refied your house? Is that what?
no. So
Well, you would have signed it.
well, let me
Let me
go to the first page.
Well, let's go to the back page to show that you signed it,
Okay.
which is
Right.
you did sign it.
Yeah. Let's see the first page,
Okay.
because I think not the home 123. It might be defunct now.
But this is home 123. This is the
Right.
deed of trust, and
Okay.
this was recorded in September of 2006.
Correct.
Okay.
So
Oh, I'm
please
sorry.
go back just a second. So on that first page, it's saying who owns the loan right here. Who owns?
Well, the way you can do that, okay, deed of trust. Security means borrower is you.
Okay.
The lender is Home 123
Okay.
Corporation of California.
Okay. Which I'm believing right now is. And it's all okay. So and it's showing it's a single family Fannie Mae Freddie Mac.
Uniform instrument with MERS.
So here it is, a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, one or the other, both. I don't know how that works. Okay, I'm also aware right now it's not a Fannie Mae or a Freddie Mac, and Deutsche Bank owns it.
Well, let's keep looking. There's the substitution of trustee.
What does that mean, Sue?
It means that the original beneficiary is now, and the original trustee is now saying that they're substituting, see, there you go, Eric Stone, as his nominee for Community Lending Incorporated as the original beneficiary, which they were.
But we didn't see how it even got to community lending, did we?
Yeah, let's go back to look at the beneficiary.
This is what you're looking for, this MIN number, primarily, on the first page. And if we can get a printout of the first page or the first 2 pages, there's the MIN number right there. Okay, great.
So, let's see who the trustee is First American Title. Okay, and that tells you in the document. MERS is the beneficiary, and this is the document that you signed. So let's go back. That's this deed of trust.
So,
let's
okay.
let's move on to this next document. So it's saying that Eric Stone, as a trustee and MERS's nominee for Community Lending Incorporated, is the original beneficiary. Now you saw in that previous document that they were the original beneficiary. And there, whereas the undersigned desires to substitute a trustee under said deed of trust in the place instead of Fidelity National Title, which you saw in the previous
Right.
document. And now they're saying that Lawyers Title Insurance Company is the new trustee, which they can do. So,
But and you got $7 for recording this for that.
right, because
Okay.
it's a one-page document.
Right.
And that's the standard fee.
Okay.
Okay, then there's a reconveyance here, and this is the last one. Let's see here. What do we got here? And Lawyers Title Insurance Company is trustee or successor as trustee under the deed of trust, October, Eric Stone, and it's identifying the deed of trust. Usually reconveyance says the loan has been paid off. And that's what that document is saying.
It's saying it's been paid off.
Under this
Well,
trustee.
So where's it gone?
It's been
It's
paid
in the
off.
MERS, it's in the MERS
Yeah.
file.
Now,
Someone else owns it.
So as we see right here, so when it's paid off, even though it's not paid off, not by
okay.
me,
Okay. Do you have more than one deed of trust on this property?
no,
It's been sold. And
it's with.
Could it be under a different, well, let's do this. See, I'm just searching under Eric Stone right now. So let's go like that.
You can put Eric L. Stone.
Well, let's see what comes up here. This is going to give us a lot of stuff.
Sue, but hypothetically,
Mm-hmm.
it's been paid off.
Based on that full reconveyance.
And then anything that happens after that doesn't have to go on in here?
No, I guess I don't let's change the date on this.
As if I'm telling you that it's owned by Deutsche Bank.
Okay, when did you, the original deed of trust, so let's go up this way and let's narrow this search a little bit. So that should do it. Okay. And let's put stone in here again. And this is going to give us all the stones. I want to see if it's just something else.
It should be around September, October of 2005.
Okay. There's a
And,
deed.
and that's a different property.
Okay, that's a different property. Still think I'm going to get the same 12 documents. Deed. This one is for a property. Let's start from the beginning again. This is for a property that's in Ukiah.
Mm-hmm.
And you sold that.
Yeah, to Richard Clark. That's a different property. That would be the one. Lynn Harris.
So this is in book one. Okay.
Now this is the original selling of the property.
you.
Lynn conveying it to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Now-
your original deed of trust.
Okay.
Should be. Let's make sure it's the right parcel. I have to identify it.
So Sue,
Mhm.
let me just. I'm gathering that the point of this is to kind of show a paper trail.
Mhm.
So and it's suggesting you get a copy of that first page, because on there are the important information, and seeing when this gets turned into a MERS is important.
Okay.
And I'm believing it's important because at some point it's going to dead end, and it seems like it has, as it's been paid off. It's somehow then taken out of here. Any more transactions that happen are foregoing you, and that's like I've told you. Right now, this bank, the modification that I'm trying to do, that I've been trying to do since last October, has been IndyMac is the servicer.
Okay.
IndyMac is really not a bank, it's a division of One West Bank. One West is a bank. One West Bank is only the servicer. They told me Deutsche Bank owns my loan.
Could very well be.
And I'm just curious how it's gotten to either One West, IndyMac, or Deutsche Bank.
So let's get a order form.
So is this all trying to get to that? Are you trying to get MERS information, or are you trying to,
Yeah, I'm trying to find a paper trail
for who owns your loan?
for who. Well, I know who owns it right now. Deutsche Bank and One West Bank. The phoniness of the administration saying we're out to help you modify your loans is a farce. And I think this easily shows how farcical it is, because Deutsche Bank doesn't participate.
Okay, so let's follow this. There's the request for notice of default.
What is this?
That's a standard document that's recorded with your deed of trust. And it was, and you signed it.
Which I don't know what it is. And
Well,
it's-
if you stop paying it, they've they've attached a request for notice of default.
Uh-huh. Wow, so that means since I haven't made my last two payments, I'm going to be in default pretty soon.
And that's what that document is.
And so I signed that way back in October 24th, 2005.
Okay, so that would be the same property. So then it looks like you've got this one. Okay, so let's look at this one. This is a deed of trust and request for notice of default. This is for 704 Willow Avenue.
Correct.
Okay, what's the next document we have?
And Sue, pretty soon you'll be showing shortly that I bought the house. I mean, I've already
That one
lost
I-
it before I've gotten it. in
No, that
this
was up
way.
here, right there.
Okay, but maybe I should have a copy of that just showing that that's where it all starts, with Lynn Harris selling the property to me, but the loan that I have is a MERS.
057, 23, 058. 9 is the next one.
Have you received notification of default?
No. I haven't heard anything from the bank, but that I can reapply for a modification, I heard just as I came up here today.
Well, that's a different parcel.
Right.
So this is the first you've heard about a request for a notice of default? Just looking at the screen?
Yes. Well, what it's showing me is that when I originally took the loan, I'm agreeing that once I miss my payments, I'm in default of the loan. Before I've even made a payment, it looks. So it's changing from one mortgage company to another one.
Right, I
Right
just want to
here.
make sure it's the same. This is for Willits.
Good.
That's not the one we're looking at. (2005) 2039. This is the one we're looking for.
And this is going from where to where? From
This is the substitution of trustee. So this is.
So a substitution of trustee is it's one corporation taking over for another one. Nothing, no money's changing. It's just name is changing on the title from one to another, and it's still in MERS that this is happening. But if it's showing here, Sue, you guys are getting paid for your right. It's
And then this is the next one. 21253. Let's clear all this stuff and start over again. It looked like all the documents went through MERS.
mm-hmm.
There's that one right.
So there's nothing in here that says anything about IndyMac.
Well, I thought we saw something that said IndyMac.
Right. So if we can find out if IndyMac still owns it, but there is nothing in here about Deutsche Bank.
I didn't see anything with Deutsche Bank.
Right.
Let's see, 2000.
So if I'm right,
You own your house scot-free.
and no, well, if I'm right, at least in one of these there's a transaction missing here that should have given the county of Mendocino a pittance, maybe $7, if Deutsche Bank is in fact the owner of my loan.
Right. And
So,
that's-
so that's kind of, there could be some illegality going on here, like this Phil thing from San Francisco is on this. Oh, and you would kind of could see that.
Oh, I wouldn't argue that point. I mean, the banks are basically doing, I mean, the same banks that are doing business and the same entities that are doing business in San Francisco are doing them in all 58 counties.
Right,
So-
and that's why the farce that Obama administration is dealing with 5 banks. Mine's not even one of them, and that's the sad part to me, that the counties are getting bypassed by all the banks, not these silly 5. They might have been doing it a lot, but if I'm right, and that's it, I would love to keep following through with this and keep giving you updates and letting you know. The problem is, One West Bank does not talk to me.
I don't know how to, I don't know how to make a bank talk.
And believe it or not, they don't even talk to Mike Thompson,
Wow.
a representative, a state representative. For us, they don't even talk to him.
Yeah,
And that's the sad thing for me, is that nobody has any teeth. Nobody can say anything to these folks. And it's going to take people like us to say, come on. And as this woman says, well, you own your house for free?
I wouldn't.
No, but
Not
I wouldn't
quite,
go,
not
I wouldn't
quite.
go that far.
But I'm trying to play the game and be, I think they should be renegotiating this loan that I have at what the value of the property is. You know, that's would be fair. But they don't even want to discuss this. I know.
I don't know what to tell you.
So Sue, we can get these and we can show right now that it's gone this far. But again, I'd just like to see one more time.
Sure.
Where is IndyMac?
Now let's look here.
And I think IndyMac went under in
was on the bottom of
2008. You're way more adept at this than I am, but it still looks like it's confusing even to you, that it's really a challenge
Well,
to get
you know,
information and
No, I mean, you've got to go through our index and look for it. And normally the way you look through it is by putting in either the grantee or the grantor. And what I'm doing is I'm putting your name in both. That way I'm getting, hopefully, everything that's out there.
more information.
I don't specifically see IndyMac anywhere, but that doesn't...
Well, so again, that question is, if somehow it's been turned over to IndyMac, you're losing the opportunity to get one little bit of income from somebody. Somebody's going around.
Could be.
Could be, right. So, yeah, that's it. I'm not doing this completely for myself. I see how valuable tax dollars, contributions to the county, city, federal governments are necessary. And I'm pissed off that they get around it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can only record a document that comes in here.
Right.
I don't have the authority to go searching
But
for
it looks like there's at least 2 in Eric Stone's case that
Could be.
haven't somehow come through your office.
Could be.
And darn it, one
Yeah,
of these days
I
I'm going to
agree with
get you to crack the whip on these guys.
Well, unfortunately, the recorder has no enforcement authority.
I'm going to give her some.
Okay. That might be a dangerous thing, Eric.
That's okay with me. I know her. I think it's the height of idiocy that this modification program
Mary, you want to go next?
doesn't work like that for somebody like me. But it's also sad and disappointing beyond belief that the federal government doesn't see this, that the current administration isn't even trying to see this, that people like C.J. Holmes or Tim Nahn down in Petaluma have put in so much time, so much effort, and make it crystal clear that anybody could see it. Sad that Mike Thompson's office just doesn't want to go connect with these knowledgeable people. I feel it at wit's end at times, but when people can show up and do some
I'm assuming
work
it's 1951
of trying to get it understood, even you, Steve.
You're gonna go through these documents. It tells you
That
which
gives me a
document-
little sense of hope. That's all I can say.
Well, that's
Thank you for what
You're welcome.
doing.
Okay.
It was great to follow that process.
Yeah, it was super to have it work out so well, and isn't Sue a big help
Oh, yeah.
and honest and straightforward, a county employee, you know? They're the people we need to talk to and listen to.
Right. So what you learned is that there is a process whereby corporations are circumventing the county system, and the county is not getting paid as a recorder's office. They're not being paid for certain parts of this process that they used to be paid for, right? Is that what you're saying?
That's what's happening, and in my case, it seems that there have been at least 2 instances where that's happened. Probably 3, because IndyMac Bank was bought out with our tax dollars by One West. We gave One West Bank the money to buy IndyMac. That's where the principal reduction could come in. And so there's probably 3 times. Now, if you take that, Sue was saying it's for 1 page, it's $7. And that means there's $21 in my 1 case. And I think there's several 100,000 foreclosures that are going on or will go on, not to mention people that aren't in foreclosures. There are probably millions of those that have been, the fees that should have been paid to counties have disappeared. There's no accounting, no recording of that.
Tells you who the lender was.
Why don't the recorders know this? Why aren't the recorders aware of how a MERS, mortgage electronic registration systems work?
You've got the beneficiary,
Who's not?
Now, you just
Well,
showed
but
them.
but I'm a carpenter.
state credit union,
These are people involved. Mike Thompson's office should know. You know, there's too much. Where's transparency?